Hi, guys. Welcome back to another episode of Me and Who Else, a podcast. For today's episode, we actually have not one, but we have two beautiful guests. Before I introduce them, I just want to say make sure you guys subscribe to our channel. We did hit 50K subscribers. So please make sure you guys are subscribed so you guys can get notified every time we upload a brand new video. So first up, we have the unstoppable, the viral queen herself, Jailyne Ojeda. And right next to her, we have the one who brings all the vibes, the beautiful Miss Ally. Hi, guys. How are you girls?
Hi.
You girls look so cute. I definitely missed the pink memo. I could have worn something pink today.
This wasn't planned, I promise.
Oh, it wasn't?
No.
Oh my God, you guys look so cute. I love your guys' outfit. I look like I'm going to a funeral. So do not mind my outfit. How are you guys?
So good. I'm so happy to be here. I'm so excited.
I know. Thank you so much for coming on. How
Thank
are
you
you,
for having us.
I'm good. Yeah, thank you for having us. I'm excited to be here too.
Are you guys nervous?
Yeah.
A
Yeah.
little bit. It's okay. I feel like I'm always nervous, especially filming a new podcast. I feel like I get very anxious because I'm still like new to this. This is only our, I want to say 7th or 8th episode. And I feel like I'm still getting used to this. And today is actually the first time that we have two guests, which is
Okay.
exciting. Cause I'm just like I feel like it's gonna bring more conversation and it's gonna be fun.
And I feel like you're doing so good already. I've seen your clips everywhere.
Really?
Yeah, like
Oh,
you're
thank
doing
you.
great. Like so far, so good.
Oh,
Yeah, you
thank
look
guys.
comfortable
Mhm.
doing it. Like
Oh,
it flows.
Yeah.
I'm a good actor
Mhm.
then. No, thank you so much. No, I feel like I really do get nervous, but yes, today we're just gonna talk about everything about life, careers, streaming, what you guys have upcoming next, just anything that we want to touch base on. When I first did see this duo, it was on Neo's stream. Wait, that's not his name. Neo.
Neo. Neo, girl. I'm also since when did Neo start streaming, girl? He only makes music.
I'm like, oops, sorry, it's Neon. I clearly don't know what I'm talking about. But when I first did see you guys as a duo, it was on Neon's stream. I feel like you guys became like a fan favorite on his stream.
Yeah, we really did. Honestly.
Did you guys expect it?
No.
No. They love me, Ali, and Lalo.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
it was very much a trio at
A
first.
trio.
Yeah, and then it became a duo.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, because then Lalo left. And
Yeah.
Then it was me and Ali.
Mm-hmm.
And then I left and I left her alone.
Yeah.
Oh no.
I would see clips and Ali would be like by herself and other girls would be here in Miami. I saw a clip
Yeah.
where other girls were by the yacht and they're all talking y conviviendo in a circle and Ali's all by herself and they were tagging me like, oh, Jailyne's not there to keep her company. I'm like, ay, mi amiga.
Yeah, I would literally text me like, bitch, I miss you. Like, please come back. Like, I can't do
Yeah.
this shit. She's like, I can't. I'm like, fuck
I'm
it.
like, I'm sorry I miss you too, but I don't want to go back.
Oh my God. And then I know you guys have mentioned that you guys actually met there.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because from the entire stream, like, it looked like you guys been friends and you guys been knowing each other. I just think the connection was really good.
Mhm.
Like, so how did that come about? Or like, how did you guys connect on the stream?
I want to see your point of view first.
Okay, so I usually get along with everybody and I click with everyone, but I don't know why I thought she was gonna be mean. Like I was like, oh, she's gonna be mean. She's probably not gonna like talk to me ni nada.
Mhm.
And then I didn't know she was like thinking the same exact thing of me. Watch, tell them.
Okay, so I just remember. Okay, so we were like getting ready to film our intros. Like filming was just about to start. Like, stream was about to start. Like, and I remember we're all nervous, and I didn't really know who was gonna be on the cast. Honestly, like we had no idea. So I remember I seen her walk in, and I'm like, this bitch. Like literally the first, because I mean like I just like first impressions, because like I remember seeing her like in a Besta Pluma video. So I was like, okay, so she's gonna be like bushona. Like 9 times out of 10 the bushona bitches, like they're kind of bitches. Like let's be honest. Yeah, they're bougie, like a little stuck up, a little mamona. And I was like, va a ser bien mamona este pinche. And but like, okay, cool. So, but like I wasn't gonna be a bitch because of it. Like that was just my first impressions. So then I don't know what it was like that clicked. Like we had talked, like had a small conversation, like I think like the first 2 days. And then I think by like the ending or the second, third day or whatever, like we were just in the living room and just talking.
We just started chismeando, to be honest.
Yeah, we just like we're just talking shit.
And that's so funny because that day that we were chismeando, like we didn't know that there was a camera on us because they had told us there was certain blind spots in the house. So where we were chismeando, we thought that nobody was hearing us.
And it was live streaming.
Yeah, we thought we were in the clear.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we even spoke Spanish just to be sure. Like if people don't speak Spanish.
Yeah.
Like,
we were literally like,
for some
dude.
reason, it made us feel like if we spoke Spanish, nobody would understand.
Yeah, we thought like, oh, no one's gonna give a fuck. We're speaking in Spanish right now. Like, who's really gonna have the camera on us? Like, no one's gonna understand us.
Yeah.
So we're sitting there, and then like I think Lalo came into the living room.
He joined in on the cheese.
Yeah, he joined in, and then we hear he's on TikTok and he's watching like just little clips or whatever. And then I don't know, we hear our voices and we hear something we said like not even 10 minutes ago. Yeah. And we're like, dude, what the fuck? Like,
got clipped.
Yeah, we had got clipped.
No.
Yeah, we got clipped. I don't remember what we were talking about. We were like, no fucking way. Like,
I remember my heart was beating so
yeah,
bad.
we flipped. I didn't flip out, but I was like, there's no fucking way that just happened.
Oh
and like,
my god.
I think that was low-key when it hit me too. Like, oh shit, like we're on a reality show. Like,
yeah.
That's when I realized too. To be honest, is I had never been a part of something like that.
I know. And you guys were there for how long?
I was there. So filming itself was 40 days. I was there for like 2.5, 3 weeks, and then I took a week off and then went back.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And then you completed the 40 days.
Yeah, so I was there for like 30-ish days, maybe like 33 days.
Oh my god, 40 days is a lot.
It was.
I was only there. She's saying I lasted 2 weeks in LA, but I do not feel like it was that long.
I think we were filming like a week and a half here in LA, and then we went to Vegas for
we went to Vegas, and I took like a week off when we were in Vegas, and then after that, I just left and never came back. So, so I don't know how long.
Yeah, because we wrapped up filming in Miami.
Oh, so you guys traveled throughout the entire stream.
Yeah.
We started in LA, then we went to Vegas, and then they went to Miami. I never joined them from Miami because in Vegas I left.
You left, and then you went to Miami.
Yeah, I went to Miami, so I was asked to go back, and then I was kind of like, I left for like my own personal, like, it was a lot, honestly. Like, it was very fucking overwhelming. But when I decided to go back, I was like, you know what? Like, I'm just gonna go with the headspace. Like, I'm gonna do whatever the fuck it is that I want. Like, clearly there's like, not to sound like I'm like, oh my god, they need me, but like, there's a reason they're asking me to come back, and if I'm gonna go back, it's in my own terms. Right. You know.
Well, I feel like you guys were like the star of the show, if I'm being honest. So I'm like, girl, they needed you.
Yeah, I mean, not to like honk my own horns. Like, everybody contributed in their own different ways, you know.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, we are the stars. I mean, I can't help it. Like, the camera loves me. You know.
No, and then to be honest, they wanted me to come back too because Neon went on camera saying, "Oh, we're kicking out Jailyne." I left. Nobody kicked me out. Like, I left because I wanted to, but he had to say he kicked me out. Like,
just so it won't look bad on his side.
On his side, yeah. And then he's like, "Hey, I said I kicked you out, but do you want to come back?" And he never actually ever kicked me out.
I think they figured out you were in Miami.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because when they were in Miami, I went to Miami, but because I had my horse in Miami, and I wanted to go visit him, but I didn't want to be in the show. And when I was there, they're like, "Oh, you're here, just come." And I'm like, "No, I don't want to."
Yeah, I remember that, because I think I heard him say something, like, mention it, like, we're bringing Jailyne back, chat. And I remember I got so fucking happy.
Yeah, I remember I saw
and then I texted you, I was like, bitch, are you actually coming? You're like, I'm not going back.
Yeah, I was like, no, they're lying. I'm not going back.
Oh my god, and I know that you guys learned a lot about each other on the stream. Like,
we're both from Arizona.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Like, you guys were raised in Arizona.
We're both from Arizona, and our families are both from Sinaloa.
I know.
And from Obregón too. Like, I just found that out earlier. Yeah, I'm from Sonora. Yeah, Sonora and Sinaloa. Yeah, so like once we got to talking to in the house, I was like, oh, I asked her, I was like, what, de qué parte son de familia? Like, where's your family from? Oh, they're from Sinaloa. I was like, really? I was like, where? And then she told me like the city, and I was like, dude, literally same. Like, my families are from the same like area.
And that's where on the show I found out she speaks Spanish. I didn't even know she spoke Spanish.
Oh,
yeah, a lot of people don't think I'm Mexican, or they don't know that I'm Mexican.
Are you full Mexican?
Yeah, I'm fully Mexican. Yeah.
I thought she was white.
Yeah.
That's funny.
I'm really güerita, so like a lot of people like wouldn't think it, but yeah, my family is from Sonora and Sinaloa.
Did you guys even feel being filmed 24/7, especially because you guys said you guys didn't know that camera was there?
Yeah,
it was like a little BGC moment.
There was literally like Casos Famosos. That's literally what I was giving.
That's true.
What was it like for you? Because I have like my own personal take.
Me, I just didn't like when it was time to go to sleep. Because like sometimes the camera would like follow me up like to the room and stuff, and because they wanted to make sure I was gonna like sleep in the house. So what I ended up doing is like, I could say this now because it's over, but I would pretend to sleep there, and then I would leave when the cameras would come off.
Oh, okay. So the cameras would shut off at a certain time.
Just mine.
No, for me it was like, it was kind of like, I'm gonna be dead ass. I didn't believe when they said it was gonna be 24/7, because we had a thing. They had a thing called a night crew come in,
Okay.
and basically like the night team would like take over whatever, you know. So it would be like 7:30 in the morning, and like I'm not a pretty sleeper. Like I snore. I'm a fucking mess when I sleep. So there was a clip that like, this was like kind of like fucked me up a little bit. I got out of bed and I really like felt myself getting sick already, but like I look fucking terrible, and you just see me like fucking half asleep, like crawling out of the bed to go pee. And I was like, there's no fucking way they clipped it, and
Oh,
it
they
was
did clip
everywhere.
it.
Yeah, it was literally everywhere. Like I seen it like in the little Snapchat stories, and I was like, there's no fucking way. Like please, like you guys could like let me live. And then it like turned into like a fucking little segment on the show where it's like, oh, let's check up Allie's wake up cam.
Well, like it was a lot of clips of just you guys, including Lalo.
Yeah.
Like, you guys were being clipped the most.
Yeah, we were.
And then also that moment with the whole Sam Frank situation was being clipped. And then people were suspecting that it was all scripted.
Yeah, but it wasn't.
No, it wasn't.
Nothing. I don't think. Well, anything I did, nothing was scripted, like at all. The Sam Frank thing, it was because I thought she didn't like me. Because I saw a clip where she was telling Sam like I know I can't cuss, but she was like, oh, none of these that you're getting hotels for are even streaming, not even 1 hour. So she was like yelling at him. So I saw the clip where she's like yelling at him, saying like, why is he getting hotels for girls that don't even stream? And I'm like, that's me, because like I wasn't streaming and I was staying in a hotel, and I was the only one in the house staying in the hotel that wasn't streaming. So I'm like, oh my god. So the next day I was like, I wanted to talk to her about it, but like I felt like she kept avoiding me or like not making eye contact. So then when she was outside, I went outside and I'm like, do you like me? Because I feel like you don't like me. And then she was like, yeah, I like you. No, she didn't say, yeah, I like you. I think she replied like saying like, why would you think I don't like you? So that whole interaction got clipped. After that, we became like good friends and everything. So I think it was just literally that day that we didn't get along. Then after that, we clicked, and me and Sam, we still text now. Like we're still good. We're still friends.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know. How did you feel when that happened?
I mean, I was kind of shook because like I remember hearing that remark, and then I looked at her and I was like, at the time, like
what happened?
yeah, she was already like leaving at night, and I had left for one night because like I was not dealing with some shit. And I remember we got back and I was like, bitch, they're beefing that we're gone. Like the house is in shambles. They're pissed that we left. And I remember like we got back to the house and I was like, I don't think she's gonna say shit to her. Like, oh, maybe she will. Like, I don't know. Like, I didn't think that she was going to confront her about it. And then like I go downstairs and I think I was getting water, like some shit like that. And I remember hearing her being like, do you like me or not? And I was like, oh shit.
No hello, no nothing.
Yes. She didn't even say hi, how are you? She was like, do you like me or not? And I was like, okay.
Funny. Because she didn't want to answer me. So I'm like, do you like me? Yes or no? Because I just wanted to know if she liked me or not. Because she was kind of going around it, but not answering me, you know? So then I got louder and I'm like, do you like me? Yes or no? But we fixed it.
That's good.
Yeah, I'm still really cool with Sam too. Like I was just stayed with her in Neon for like a week the other day, a couple weeks ago, and they were so sweet.
Oh, okay. So you guys are all like on good terms and everything.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Would you guys do something like that again?
I
Something
would.
similar? You would? I know. It kind of sounds like fun.
Yeah, I would. You know what I was thinking that would be so fun, like a Latina house. And I have
Latina
seen some
house.
creators say that they should do it, but no one has done it up to now. But I think that would be fun.
I think I'd said something along the lines of like doing the bola house.
The Bola house.
Yeah, I was like, why not? I was like, no skinny bitches, all big bitches. We love it. Yeah,
funny.
or like,
You should do it. That'll be so fun.
run me the fun. Somebody sponsor me. But yeah, that would be iconic. But
Like, who would you put in it?
I don't even know, honestly. Just like, not necessarily only big bitches, but just like people who like fucking fit the vibe.
Right.
You know, just like, I feel like Wola's not even like, it's a state of mind. You know, we all go through our big Wola days. But yeah, no, very that. I would definitely do like a reality thing. Knowing what I know now and how it actually runs, I would totally do something like that again.
And then what about for the Latina house? Who would you have in mind to put in there?
I don't know. I haven't thought about it, honestly, but it would have to be obviously Latina influencers that are good at speaking both English and Spanish. I don't think it would be good to put like no sabo kids because
I'm like, girl, I would not qualify then. No, I'm
Yeah,
kidding.
I'm like advanced no sabo.
Your man is not.
No, I feel like I'm advanced no sabo.
Oh,
An
you're an
advanced,
advanced.
no
Oh,
Yeah.
got it.
I think as long
Yeah.
as like they speak Spanish and they're Latinas and they're like popular like influencers,
Just like fun and
yeah, that and like
Mhm.
no drama or nothing. Yeah,
that would be so cool.
That'd be iconic.
Hopefully you
Yeah.
guys do that. I think that would be iconic.
Mm-hmm.
It would be nice.
and if I don't do it, hopefully somebody else does it. But I feel like that would be a good idea.
It really would be, honestly.
Yeah.
The first week, I was like, I was peeing.
You're
And
giggling.
yeah, I was like just using the restroom. And then I don't know if I swore I locked the door, but like it was one of those ones where you like have to like really turn it and hear like a click.
Oh, okay.
And I just like very much just like went like that. And I guess like everybody in the chat, so like basically like I don't know if you're familiar with streaming, but like when people can leave comments like and it's all
like,
live.
it's like on the left side of the
Yeah.
screen, right? Yeah.
So everybody kept asking like where I was at, and Neon went upstairs to go look for me, and he like looked in my room and everything, and I wasn't there. And then he walked into the restroom, and I was like, I'm taking a piss. Like the camera didn't show anything, but like
it showed like him opening. The
yeah,
door.
I showed him opening the door, and like everybody obviously fucking ran with like, oh, like they caught her like showering or like all kinds of fucking stupid bullshit. So like they very much ran with that and like turned it into clickbait, and I was like, oh god. And like some of it like actually like got numbers and it got views, and I saw people come up to me to this day being like, why are you doing this? I'm like, no bitch, like I was literally just fucking
You were
being.
just being.
Yes, excuse my potty mouth.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
Gonna say there was a lot of things that were clickbait. Like I know I said a lot of things that I did weren't scripted. Well, everything I did wasn't scripted, but they did use me for clickbait a lot because there was a moment where they said that supposedly Neon walked in on me changing. That's not true. That never happened. I know he just kind of opened my door and he's like, oh, and he just acted like that, but I was literally just laying down in bed doing nothing. Like, but I was like, okay, but that was just like for views because he didn't see me doing anything.
Yeah, I don't think anything on the show was necessarily scripted, but I do think that like production does, like, I'm not gonna say Neon scripting because he 100% really doesn't, but I do feel like in settings like that, production plays like a really big play into how they don't necessarily script scenarios, but they're really good at throwing in people who are gonna start some shit.
Right.
Oh, like the Ice
Yes.
Spice girl.
Like the Ice Spice girl tried, like, she was on some bullshit.
Oh, I did see
Dude,
that.
yeah. At first I was tripping. I was like, "There's no fucking way this bitch is here." Like, I really thought Ice Spice was here, and I got all fucking happy. And now I get pissed off because like I used to be such a big fucking Ice Spice fan, and like suddenly like I fucking hate her, and like that bitch ruined Ice Spice for me.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's so bad. Like I don't know, but no, production does play like a really big part in like what happens in that house.
And I feel like it's like that with a lot of reality
Yeah.
TV because I think they kind of have to just throw in some drama in there, like some tea, obviously to get like the views up.
Yeah.
No, absolutely. And it wasn't giving like a Love Island vibe, but it could like it was. Yeah.
Ooh, would you guys ever get on Love Island?
Oh my god, would I? Yeah, I think I would.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
They asked me a long time ago, like years ago. I don't know if it was Love Island. There's another one. No, it was a Love Island. It wasn't Too Hot to Handle.
Okay.
And I was like, no, because I had a boyfriend at the time, and he was like,
okay.
oh, you're not doing that. But now I would do that.
It looks like so much fun.
It does look like
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah, and like I've been a fan of the Alliance since like Sally was on there, and like ever since then I'm like so obsessed with it. It's like honestly,
I
yeah,
know.
I would do it.
I think I would 100% go on Love Island.
I would too.
I think it would be so fun. I think just for the experience.
Yeah.
It would be fun.
You're like, not even to find love, just for the experience.
Like, I
Literally.
could care less about finding love just for the experience.
Literally.
Did you girls have any funny moments inside of the house?
Yeah.
Yeah, there was so much fun, honestly. Do you wanna go first?
Okay.
I know. I feel like I feel like a lot of people loved this duo.
It was giving Katie and Sadie. Like it's literally
It
what
was giving Paris and
Nicole.
Nicole. I'm like, what's your name? Nicole. That's what it was giving.
It was really giving that, and I feel like it still does.
I think the day that was like the best was when we were in the kitchen and we decided to start cleaning, and then I started dancing La Chona, then I made you start dancing.
Yeah, that day was
fun.
so much fun. Like we literally like we just brought the vibes. Like, and anybody who really disagrees with that, like they clearly weren't watching all of it, because like we were literally just in the kitchen cleaning, and then like everybody just started joining in, and like we put on music, and then like ended up turning into like Lalo giving me a strip tease, and like it was so much fun. Like it was such a good night that night, and it really just I feel like it showed like all of us like bonding together, but it wasn't forced. It was just something that came so natural to all of us. And I feel like it was like the Latinos and like the Mexicans and us that came out, where it's just like you're very much just bonding. There's music. It's just it was such a vibe.
Yeah, because Shangel was there too, remember? And we were dancing.
It was his first night.
It was his first night, and we were all just vibing to like Spanish music and then dancing. And then me and her decided to do like our own live on TikTok. And honestly, when I met Ally, like I didn't know she was trans, right? Like I thought she was a girl. So I discovered she was trans in the live, which was awkward, but it was funny because like I don't even know how this got brought up, but they kept asking us like sexual questions, and then they asked me if I've ever like done, and then I was like no, and I was like I've never done that. I'm like have you? I'm like have you ever done it? I asked her so like serious too, and then she's like that's the only way I can do it, and I'm like oh, I was like I didn't know.
Yeah, that's literally it. Was like it clicked her because I don't really tell people that I'm trans. They just like automatically assume that they know it already. So when she asked me, I was like, what are you talking about, bitch? Like I literally that's the only way I can like have sex.
Yeah, but we're on live, so it was just like I was in shock, and I was like just looking at her, and I was like, I'm like, why did I just ask that?
And then how did the people react on the comments?
They were just laughing.
Yeah, they were laughing. Yeah, because she was streaming on hers and I was streaming on mine.
Yeah.
So like we very much had our own audience watching.
Yeah.
So it was so cool. It was like it was a really good response.
That's nice. I feel like it probably made you guys even connect even more.
Yeah.
No, absolutely.
And how was it growing up? I know that with Jailyne, like we've heard her story on like other podcasts. She has spoke a lot about her upbringing and stuff. But with Ally, I feel like you haven't really said your childhood stories. How was it growing up? How was it in school? And stuff like that.
Honestly, I don't think I've ever really talked about like my upbringing on a podcast or just like in general. And I think for the reason I think it's just like I'm very like private with my family. Just because like they're mine, you know, like, and I would hate for anybody to like speak bad about them. But yeah, I was like born and raised in Tucson, Arizona. My family's super fucking Mexican, super Mexican. Yeah. And yeah, like I was a very happy kid. I'm a Taurus. So like I just grew up super bubbly and like very like true to myself. And then I was also raised Catholic and Christian. Between the ages when I was a baby and then to like maybe like 9 or 10, I was Catholic. Like I did my Holy First Communion. I did my confirmation. I did all of that. And then we like, I guess my dad like started going to Christian church. We just kind of like all tagged along. And then like all through like middle school and like high school and like I guess elementary as well, we were Christian. Very much like have like the best relationship with my family now, but like coming out to them and shit like that was not.
How was that? Do you have siblings?
I do. I have 2 brothers and 1 younger sister. And I'm the oldest. So like I'm already
25.
Yeah, I'm 25. And we're all like 2 years apart, so we're not too far apart in age. But I'm very much like I was very much like the golden child in the sense of like I always had good grades. Like I was always put on a pedestal to be an example to my younger siblings. And when I first came out as gay when I was or bi in middle school, which I mean like every like I feel like every gay person does when they're younger. And then when I came out as gay, my family actually found out, not because I told them. So basically what happened was it was when YouTube like first started like getting popping like in 2012, 2013. And I think I used to watch like Carly Bible and like all of them, you know? So my mom had like a makeup bag underneath her bed and it was just like stuff that she wouldn't use anymore. So I would like practice like before I would shower just so I can wash it off. And I remember like one day my dad like busted the door or I forgot to lock the door, one or the other. And I tried to slam it closed so that he wouldn't see me, and he opened it again. I had a full face of makeup on. Yeah.
So he was the first one to find out.
Yes. Which I was. It was not good. Like I said, I have a good relationship with them though, like whatever, but it wasn't easy. Like they very much like threw their Bibles at me. Like I got my phone taken away, I got my iPod taken away. I wasn't allowed to watch TV. They took the door off my room. I was grounded for like a year. Like it was really, really hard. And then things kind of it didn't get easy, like, because this happened, but my dad was deported when we were in 8th grade. Yeah. Yes. And it took, like, a really big toll on my family. And, like, we were just, like, I don't know, like, right, like, we knew, like, with our dad being there, like, everything, like, we had so much structure. And, like, my mom was, like, a part of that as well, but, like, my dad was very much, like, the glue of that whole situation. So when that happened, like, it was really hard, like, on my mom, like, for years, because, like, every weekend it was back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Like, every Friday as soon as we got out of school, like, we'd go straight to Nogales and, like, just to go be with her dad and, like, basically, like, be a family over there, you know? Like, that was our family time when we were over there. And then, like, when we come back home, it'd be, like, kind of sad. Because, like, you know, we were separated.
Like, he couldn't come back home with you
Yeah,
guys.
like, he couldn't come home with us, you know? So, like, yeah, it was kind of rough.
And did they ever try to give you that talk? Like, no, like, this is just a phase you might be going through. Like, you know, you don't like boys or you don't like makeup.
Yes and no. But, like, at the same time, like, I was such a feminine-ass kid. Like, there was no way, like, they didn't see the signs there. And I feel like like, it's like, I don't know if it's like you're Mexican too, right?
I'm Salvadorian, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
So I don't know if, like, if it's similar with you guys, but, like, it's very much like you see it, but you avoid it. Okay. Like, you act like it's not there. So, like, my parents very much knew, like, I was a very hyper feminine kid, but they just, like, turned the other cheek. And then, like, when I would start playing with, like, Barbies and shit like that, like, like, they would, like, my dad would, like, look throw them on the roof of the house. Yeah, and, like, I would always get, like, punished and shit for shit like that. But yeah, it was just I very much went through, like, a lot of shit though, like, when I was younger. So, like, and it molded me into who I am now. You know, like, a lot of the stuff that I go through now is very much light work compared to
childhood.
Yeah, childhood. Yeah. And my parents weren't, like, abusive, but, like, it was just very much like a like anti that. I was, like, freshly 18. So I don't remember what it was exactly. But, like, I just remember them having the conversation with me, like, oh, like, you're not gonna go to college and, like, you're not gonna graduate or whatever, like, just something along the lines of, like, schooling it for what I remember. And I was like, I'm gonna prove you guys wrong, that, like, I can do this and I'm gonna do this without you guys. And as soon as I left the house, like, I remembered I was like, I think I was, like, freshly 19. Like, I just clicked in my head, like, you know what, like, my life is too short. Like, I'm not gonna look back, you know, and regret not doing this, you know. So I just very much jumped into it. And, like, I just remember, like, 2.5 almost 3 years went by, and then I seen my mom. And at this point, like, my mom, like, had only ever seen, like, my old name is Raimundo, like, that's my old name. Okay. So my mom had only ever known Raimundo. And when she seen me, like, as Ally for the first time, like, with herself, like, I had, like, hair down to, like, my ass. Like, I was in a sports bra and, like, biker shorts, and, like, I was moving. Like, I was in the process of moving, but, like, I very much presented female. And, like, the interaction wasn't, like, bad, but it wasn't good. It was, like, very awkward. But I just think, like, the more that she's seen that, like, okay, she's not
She's Ally now.
Yeah, she's Ally now. Like, she just kind of grew to be, like, it is what it is at this point. And, like, she looks happy. So yeah, now we're in, like, a good place. Like, I literally make my mom help me do my hair. Yeah, I'm like, Mom, can you straighten the back of my hair, please? Like, I can't do this. And yeah, we're in such a good place now. And I'm like, I really am, like, I'm a firm believer in, like, everything happens for a reason. And I feel like it was a lesson learned on both sides, because I also had to put myself in her shoes and, like, both of my parents' shoes. And, like, in a sense of, like, they, at the end of the day, like, they did give birth to a son, and this is something that, like, is so new to them. And I can only imagine how they, like, feel as well as parents, like, you know, like our baby, like, they're gonna, like, what if something happens to her? Like, people can be really mean, you know. So I had to put myself in their shoes and understand where they're coming from as well. But yeah, no, I have a really good relationship with all my family now.
But I think it's so beautiful that you even had the courage to do it, even when you feel like you didn't really have the support back in the day from them. And the fact that you still decided to transition to Ally. And I think it's even more beautiful now that they accept it and they love you And that, I feel like that just shows you that, okay, my parents actually really do love me. Like, they're, it took some time, but they're actually accepting me for who I am.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And like, I don't hold a grudge towards them at all. Like, I love my mom and my dad so much. Like, they did a lot of shit for me and my brothers when we were growing up, and like, there's no rule book on how to be a parent.
Right.
We
all make mistakes.
Yeah, we all make mistakes, and as much as like we want to put our parents on a pedestal, like they do too, you know. So yeah, I'm very happy with the way everything happened, and I just feel like everything's all in God's timing as well.
Right, 100%. And what about your dad? Is he here in the U.S. again?
No, he's in Mexico still.
Oh, okay. So you guys just talk through like phone and stuff.
Yeah, very much like communicate over the phone, and like I obviously go visit him like every opportunity that I get. But yeah, very much things stay the way that they were since then. How
was he when he first met Ally?
You know what? It was a really weird response.
It was in Mexico.
I don't even know how that went, honestly. I think it was like my grandma's birthday, and I just like showed up, but it was like I was already like years into being Ally. So at that point, I'm like, I don't really care what you say at this point. Like, it is what it is. And I think I even like forgot that like that was gonna happen. But yeah, like my dad's cool now, which is like, I don't know. It is what it is.
Well,
but
that's good.
Yeah,
that's good that all of you guys are okay now, and you guys, got over that hump that you guys went through. And how did you even start social media? Like, what made you want to start social media?
It wasn't even something I wanted to do. It just happened.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Okay. So like I had already been like posting on TikTok like since quarantine, like what like everybody did. But like I had only posted like maybe once every like 4 or 5 months. But like my videos would do like small numbers. Like I think like my first video had like 50K with the first upload I had. And then the video that made me like pop off, I was like kind of on and off with like this athlete.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
And he like pissed me off about something, and I just remember like I posted something along the lines of like, and it was that freaking Nikki where she's like, so your man post a pic in bed and or something hey big head or some shit like that, and I posted that video, and it was something, I captioned it like yeah, you're pissed off at me, but your roommate's still in my DM is what I said. And I woke up the next morning and the video had like 1.5 million views. And I just remember, like, because he didn't even have TikTok, or he had it, but like he wouldn't even use it like that. So I knew that because he had never seen my shit, like on any of my videos or anything like that. He had messaged me like talking all kinds of shit, like, why do people know our business and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, nobody knows about you. He's like, check your phone. And I checked my phone and the video was blowing up. And I was like, oh shit. And then like yeah, my bad. And I just kept posting and posting and posting, and then like it just snowballed from there. And yeah, like that's basically what happened to me.
Oh, okay. And then you just started as you saw like your videos going viral, you just continued with social media.
Yeah, and like I remember like after that, like I would just do like vlogs. I would literally like, I used to work at Metro PCS, and I would literally show up like 3 hours late to work, and I would vlog it.
You're taking your time even though you're 3 hours late.
And then I think like corporate ended up finding out about it, and they were like, you guys have to fire her, like there's no reason why.
And you got fired.
Yeah, I got fired. But I was there for like 2 years already, so like I was very comfortable. Yeah, it was bad. Like it was so bad. And then like they ended up firing me, and I just ended up doing this full time.
Man, that's good. I think it's funny that they fired you when you're probably giving them exposure.
No, literally.
You're
so
like, come buy a phone from me. I'm
like,
like,
big dude, like come, like I got you with sales. Like come on, girl. I'm watching you do a commercial for them in like a year. I'm like, no, you guys fired me. I don't want to work with you.
That's funny.
Yeah, but it just snowballed from there. And then I would post like outfit of the day videos, and like like I feel like I'm evolving now, but like my outfits were like very risque back then. So like I just think that my like numbers are going crazy, because like I feel like a lot of people wouldn't expect like a bigger girl to wear the things that I wear, and like wear it so well, might I add. Like
Period.
Yeah.
You look so good. When I walked in, I'm like, I missed the memo.
Yeah.
I need to go back home and change because what am I
Babe.
wearing today?
Thank
You look so cute.
Thanks. So do you, babe.
Thank you.
But yeah, I think that's what it was. Like, that just like brought so much attention, and like I think it's because of how confident I am and like everything. So, and I think that's what it was that like made my platform go off.
And then do you also stream like on your own?
No, it's something I do want to do though. Honestly, like I do really want to get into streaming on my own, but I'm actually really scared of streaming. And I think the reason for it is because like I don't know if you ever heard of like stream sniping.
I have not.
So basically, it's like someone who's watching the stream can like, cause a lot like not to like stereotype, but like it's a lot of like nerdy like computer guys or like like kids or whatever who like watch it. So they are like tech guys. So they can like find out a lot of information, like your IP address, like personal information. And like there's been like, I mean, I've never been in such a, well, I have when we were filming at Neon's thing, but like there's like been incidences like where people get swatted. Yeah, like while they're on stream, and like addresses getting leaked, like personal information getting leaked, and like I have a lot of love, but there's also a lot of people who don't like me, and like that's my biggest fear is like getting something like that happening on stream, and like that's that one reason why I'm so scared of doing it.
I know. So how I was going to ask, like, since you are one of the few being in the trans community streaming, do you feel like you get backlash for it, or do you feel like people love you for it?
It's honestly at first it was a lot of hate.
I feel like streaming is a whole different audience.
It is.
It's like a very, I don't even know how to explain it, but I don't want to say mature like viewers, but it's very judgmental viewers. Yes,
and honestly, like 90% of my not like maybe like 75% of my audience is male. Okay. Like a lot of my audience is male, like a college like kid, anywhere from the ages of like 17, 18 to like 30, like males like know who I am, and like a lot of my audience is male. So at first it was kind of crazy, but I'm glad that I am, as crazy as it is. And even if I do get a lot of backlash a lot of times, I'm very glad that I am in the streaming community and that I'm showing somewhat of trans representation. And the reason for that is because like I'm trans, but that's not all who I am. You know, exactly. I'm very much my own person. I'm my own individual person. I have my own personal beliefs. Like I have my own way of carrying myself. I have my own way of doing shit. I have my own way of cracking jokes. Being trans is like such a fucking small percentage of who I am as a person. And like I bring so much more to the table. And I'm very glad like that people are seeing that now, because they actually see like, that's a funny ass bitch. That bitch, she's cool as fuck. She like brings all the vibes. Yeah, very much the vibes. And I'm very carefree in that sense of like,
you're confident.
Yeah, I'm confident, and like my confidence is so, and like I really don't care.
And I feel like it's so attracting. Like I feel like you pass it on to people.
Yes, and like my thing is like my thing is too is like, why can't everybody be like this? Like I'm very much in my own lane. Like I'm on my business. I'm about my bread, and like I'm happy. I'm a happy person. Like I'm not worried about the next bitch. Like, and if anything, and if I am worried about her, I'm worried because like she looks bomb as shit. You know, like that's very much what it is, and I just wish a lot of people were like that, you know. And yeah, like I'm just glad that the streaming audience is able to see like Ally instead of the freaking meme Gorlock that they came up with.
The what?
The meme Gorlock, like the name that Twitter gave me when like I first started getting my audience.
Oh, so you didn't give that name to yourself?
No, never. I would never. I did run with that name though, and it made me a bag. But no, I did not get that name.
Yeah, because I've seen like a couple of like you have collabed with other streamers on YouTube, on Twitch, whatever, but they put your name as that.
Yeah. No,
like, does that make you? I feel like I would be so offended. I'm like, that's
at first and it was Twitter who did that. Like, they ran with it. It was so bad, and it like I had to come to a turning point too. I'm like, okay, I could be a victim, or like I can like run with this, and I ran with that.
I love
that.
Like,
dude, I refuse to like let like that name like be a bad thing already,
or for them to identify you.
Yeah, exactly, as a bad thing. Like, yeah, like I'm Gorlock, and I'm very much like I have a bag, like I'm a pretty ass bitch. Like if that's who I am, then like it is what it is. If you want to call me a monster, then I'm a monster with money.
Right.
Like, sorry, you're poor.
Yeah, and I feel like at the end of the day, you're on their screens.
Exactly.
And it's for a
Exactly.
reason.
You know,
Mhm.
but yeah, no, I'm very happy too, and you know what? I'm also very grateful to the streamers who have also brought me on. For example, like Aiden and Neon, because like they were the first big streamers that I had ever. I didn't even know what streaming was, honestly. I didn't even know that Aiden and Neon were popping like that.
Oh, okay.
I didn't even know. I'm gonna be honest. Like, now I'm saying this be shady, but like I didn't know who they were.
Okay.
Yeah, they threw me a number, and it was very hard to say no to that number. But I'm grateful in a sense because I feel like they put me on a very large platform, and I was able to show the best version of myself. And I don't think I'm like the face of the trans community at all, like whatsoever, but I'm glad that I'm able to be a positive representation of that.
And I feel like you have been doing that.
I do my best.
Really good.
Yeah, I very much do my best. And I also want to show too that, like, especially like to the trans people who are watching, that you don't have to fit a mold to look like a certain way. You know, like you don't have to be like the Kylie or like the freaking, you know, like just your typical stereotypical, like, you know, look a certain way. You know, you can be anything it is you want to be and still have the confidence and carry yourself with grace and beauty and everything like that, you know? Yeah, no, but honestly, like, I'm really glad that I have made all the connections that I have in the streaming world. I've met so many cool people, and honestly, like, we met like that. I met through the streaming world. Like, we became like really good friends because of it. So yeah, I'm really glad too, because like, that's my bitch.
Yeah, I love Ally. Like, she turned into my friend and everything. And okay, another thing that I love about having like gay and trans friends is that I find out so much tea. Like, I find out so much things, and I feel like it's good because sometimes like she'll show me like who's in her DMs or like who's trying to flirt with her, and I'm like, because sometimes like actually most of the time, not just with her but with other friends too, like it'll be guys that are like super famous, like really really famous, with kids that are married, that everyone looks up to them and sees them as like super dominant, super manly and dominant, but like they're trying to like fly her out or like fly out my other friends that are trans or gay, and like, and it's like, dude, you have kids and a wife and like a whole hidden like life where you're like down low basically, you know. And I feel like it's good to have friends that show you this, because like, for example, like my makeup artist, like they're gay, and every time like someone's trying to talk to me, I'm like, have they ever tried to talk to you? And they'll be like, most of the time they'll tell me yes. And it's so crazy because it's like, wow, and this guy's like all buff and acting all like like a like a macho. Yeah, like a trainer.
And like, very much to piggyback off of what she just said, like, there's nothing wrong with it. Like, if you want to date a doll or like a trans girl, whatever, there's nothing wrong with it. But be man enough to own up to it.
Yeah, like, because, go tell your wife. Yeah. Like, hey, I
think that's where the mistake starts.
Exactly, because I feel like they give men who date trans girls or whatever it is, or even because honestly, like, bi guys, like, they're kind of where it's at. I'm gonna be honest, like, they fine, but like, they also give, like, the DL boys, like, they give like a bad stigma to like people who are actually wanting to be comfortable and like in the open and shit. Like, I don't know. It's just, I just wish people were man enough to like step up to the pole and be like,
I know. Yeah. Have you had any experiences with talking to a DL guy?
I've had them try to talk to me like in my DMs, and then I'll go and ask like a gay friend, like, hey, do you know if he's down low? And they'll be like, yes, girl. And they start telling me, and I'm like, oh my god, okay, never going on a date with him, you know, because it won't make it past the DMs because I usually find out they've been with the guy, and it happens so many times where I'm like, damn, is there any left that like are not like DL? Like, there's so many.
No, literally.
Yeah.
And I feel like you can tell, I don't know if this is saying too much, but I feel like you can tell who's DL by the way they treat their partner or their wife.
Okay, yes. And then also I feel like there's a lot of like couples on social media that they're just couples for social media, because in real life he's gay and he's not even into girls, you know?
Let's talk about it. Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah. I like, one day I'm gonna write a tell-all book.
A novel, honey.
A novel, if you will. A phone book with the numbers in it. With that. But yes, it's so true, and I just think it's so ugly. And you know what? It makes me sad for them, because I'm like, why do you feel the need to lie? Because I'm like, people would love you so much more if you're just like on, like, set an example, like, and what, like, the people who are gonna have hate towards you, like, aren't really worth having around. Like, let's be honest. Like, if we're in 2025 already, babe, like, get with the program. Like, I don't know, it's just whack. And you know what, I'm gonna be honest too, like, I feel like the DL guys as well, like, they're not even like necessarily gay. They're just like some maniacos. Like, they're like
So
bored,
like
do you think they're just
mañosos?
bored?
like mañosos. Like, they just do anything.
Oh.
And you know what I also think it is? This is like my conspiracy theory or like my conclusion. I think it's because that's where the guy has like the G spot, no? So I feel like sometimes it
like
starts
in the butt, right?
Mhm.
yeah.
I've
So I
heard.
feel like sometimes it starts maybe like with their girlfriend where they're playing around with toys and then they end up liking it so much where they want the real thing up their butt, you know? So I feel like it could be that, or I feel like also like a lot of guys that are players. I feel like that's why they're players, because they have so many girls and it's never enough for them
They're
because
not fully satisfied.
because they don't get satisfied by women. Like
Some
the only
maniosos.
thing that can satisfy them is a pito, you know? Like
a
so
man.
yeah.
Like, they just get bored. I feel like is what it is too, and they're just like, oh, let me go experiment with this, and then end
That's
up like
true.
loving it.
It can also be that they're like, damn, I've had so much like pussy, like let me try something new now. I think
that's literally what it is, because honestly, like,
she's like, let me not
Like
say too
Google.
much.
no, like, I was okay. Like, let me remember this differently, because I was about to say something so dumb, but like, from my experience, I feel like the guys who are like low key the most ran through, like, are the ones who are like kind of DL, like, and they kind of set that reputation for themselves because they're like, they do nothing but like play girls, and like by the time they're like, oh, I'm getting bored of this, they'll like go and like venture off elsewhere. And like, those are very much the guys I like steer away from, because I'm like, I'm not trying to catch anything. Like, stay the fuck away from me, please.
I know, that's scary. Do you feel like it's affected your dating life?
Yeah, because like I always find out, you know, and most of them like they've tried at least once or twice, and it's like I don't want to be with a guy like that, you know. So yeah, and it could be any type of guy. It could be like it could be a Muslim guy, it could be a rapper, it could be an athlete, it could be an actor, it could be yeah.
I feel like a lot goes on behind, like, especially like in this industry, whether it's like you said, athletes, whether they're rappers, a lot goes on where you're just like, oh.
I would never name drop though. Like I would never expose or name drop, but I just like to be aware for my personal reasons. You know, like I just like to know.
Yeah, I don't think I would ever name drop. Like, I mean, the only people really know about my business is like my homegirls, and it's because like they're my homegirls. But at the same time, I'm like, I just wish there was somebody to hold them accountable, because like, at least because my dating situation is like probably a lot more different from you guys, because like I'm very much always kept like a secret. Like, I'm always a secret. Like, I've never dated anybody publicly, because they're like, oh, I'm not ready. Like, I don't know, people are gonna say like whatever, you know. So like, I just wish that like someone would come forward and hold them accountable to be like, you can't treat people this way, because like I'm very much in a sense where like, and a lot of trans girls can relate, where like they'll love you behind closed doors. They'll literally treat you like the perfect woman. But the second you go out in public, you're a complete stranger to them. They don't know you. They won't even step into the same room as you.
And do you feel like it's because they haven't came out?
Exactly.
Oh,
that's exactly what it is. And you know what? Like, for the most part, like, I be forgetting like I'm trans, like, honestly, like I'm like, I like in my head like I'm a bitch, you know. But like I don't know like what it is, like, you know, like they're just ashamed of, like, it's not even me that, or like us that they're ashamed of, it's themselves.
They're ashamed of themselves.
Like, you know, and I'm like, that's it's just so ugly, and I just wish that someone could hold them accountable, because like being treated a certain way in a different setting compared to another, it's such an ugly feeling. And like, honestly, like when I was in my earlier 20s, like maybe 20, from anywhere from the age of like 19 to like 23, like I used to tolerate that. And like now that I'm older, like that feeling like wrenches my stomach, because I'm like, I am worth so much more than just being sequestered into a room, you know. And yeah, I just wish someone would hold them accountable.
And I have a little story with that. Like, it's sad, but for example, like I used to have a gay friend that was from Sinaloa, and in Sinaloa, you know, Sinaloa guys are very like machistas and very like against like being gay and everything. And there was a friend that I had that he was gay. He lived in Sinaloa, and he was messing around with a guy who was like a big drug lord, and he had all the women and all the money, and he was married and had kids and stuff, and he was like the amante basically, and he was like so in love with him that he was like, I'm gonna tell the wife. So the moment that my gay friend went to tell the wife, later on, like, he was
Lo
found.
mataron, they killed him.
Mataron. So it's very sad and it's very scary, you know, because it's like she said, they keep them a secret, and then besides that, like, when they do want to like tell the world, like, they have that risk where they could hurt them or get rid of them, you know.
Really sad, honestly. Like, I don't know, I've had my fair share of like little moments like that where like safety isn't like put into play, like, because like of a man's ego, like they're scared that you're gonna say something. But it's just like what I said, like, I just wish someone can hold those men accountable, because not all, I mean, I'm not saying all guys are like that, but it's just the ones who are just ashamed of themselves, where just like there's no reason to feel that way, because the shame just ends up just leading to something that's so ugly and it's so unnecessary as well. But yeah, that's my take on the DLs, honestly. Like, they wish they would go away, but
I wish like they would just admit it. This is another little story. I'm gonna try to make it short. I went to Thailand with a gay makeup artist I had, and he invited like friends. One of the guys that went, that was like supposedly straight, he stayed at the resort with like my makeup artist ex-boyfriend. Like, they stayed there because they just didn't join us on our excursion. We went to see elephants and stuff. We came back to the resort. The guy that was straight had destroyed the whole resort. He broke the TVs. He broke chairs in half. Like, he was buff, so he reminded me of like the Hulk. Like, he was like big and buff and destroying everything. And we're like, why is he doing that? We ended up finding out he destroyed everything and hit some of the girls, like slapped him, some of the workers there, because he was angry that he ended up making out with my makeup artist ex-boyfriend. Yeah.
Being drunk.
And he didn't, I don't even know if they were drunk. I think it just happened, and then he realized it happened, and he just got mad, and just like his ego like hit him, and he started destroying everything.
Oh my god, that's
that was very scary. And then we get back from our elephant excursion, like, to all that mess. He's sleeping on the tanning chairs by the pool, but it was nighttime, and we were hungry and we wanted to like eat, so we're sitting down in the restaurant, and it's like across like the pool, like it's by the pool. And then he gets up, and we're all scared because like they had just brought us like our tea. We were still waiting on our food. He comes, and then like he's yelling at all of us, and he's hitting my chair. He's like, I didn't do that. He's just like hitting the chair, and I'm like, it's right next to my butt and my leg, and I'm just like I don't want to get punched, you know. And then like I'm trying to get out, and the girl next to me, she's yelling at him, so she's not letting me come out, and I can't come out this way because he's next to me. So I'm kind of like trapped, and I'm like, I do not want to get hit right now. And she's like yelling at him. I'm like, okay, can you move so we can get out? Then he flips our table, like he just like flipped over our table, and all of our teas and like cups went flying, and like they broke. And then he started chasing us, and we were all running across the streets to go to like our villas, and he's just like chasing after us. It was the craziest thing ever. I don't know why he wanted to attack everyone just because he kissed the guy.
Just because. Oh my god. And he did it in front of everyone. He didn't kiss the guy in front of everyone. We didn't know why he was acting like this at the moment. We thought he was like on drugs or something, because he was buff. So I'm like, I don't know if it's the steroids or what. But then when we got to the room, and they took him to jail and everything, we found out the next day that that's why it happened. That's why he flipped out.
Yeah, I was like, oh my god.
You see how dangerous that can be for not just him, but for everyone.
Yeah,
exactly.
That is so scary. So now I could see why you kind of hesitate on streaming, because if they can get like your IP address, and you're just like, you know, I just never know who's watching me.
Exactly.
Oh my god, that is so scary. And I feel like it could also go for, you know, even just like girls. Like, for example, like if a guy tries DMing you and you don't respond, I feel like it can for sure be very dangerous.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys that are weird, that they don't like rejection. So there's also those guys that like you'll reject them, that you don't want to date them, or you don't want to go out on a date, and they're like, fuck you, you're ugly anyways, and they just start going off on you. It's like, damn, then why were you trying to go out with me in the first place, you know? Like, you're just
okay. And I did want to ask you guys, what is like your biggest misconception online?
My biggest misconception is like that I'm a mean girl. And I mean, I am, but that's why we wear pink, because on Wednesdays
we wear pink.
And I can sit with you guys, huh?
No.
I
mean, I guess she's trying to hear. I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding. I mean, I'm not. I just return people's energy, and then everybody around me, like, if you ask anybody around me or my friends, family, they're like, oh, she's a sweetheart, she's so nice. So like, I'm not a mean girl, but if someone's like mean to me, I'll be mean to them, or like I just like to like call people out or return people's energy. But for the most part, I think I'm nice.
Yeah, honestly, like, she proved me wrong. Like,
Oh yeah, 'cause you were saying
yeah.
that when you first met her.
Yeah, like I like I said, I thought she was gonna be like my mona or like whatever, you know.
Mhm.
But like sitting down and like actually conversating with her and like spending like long periods of time with her, like I've never not once seen you like be mean. And then like in the
Mhm.
times that like I've seen her like have like an attitude like that, it's because she's defending herself from like people or like anything like that. I've never seen her badmouth anybody. I've never seen her like anything like that. So like yeah, Jailyne's always been like such a sweetheart to me, and honestly, like I love her.
Oh, I love you too.
Oh, that's I'm like Regina George and what is Katie? What's the other girl's name?
Katie Heron.
Katie Heron.
I only
And I'm
remember
Gretchen Wieners because I can't sit with you guys.
No, you know it's Regina, Gretchen, and Karen.
Karen,
yeah.
yes.
I'm Karen because like I'm a little tontita.
I think I'll be Regina.
You're like in today's weather.
It's actually raining outside.
It is raining outside.
right now.
It's a 60% chance it's already raining.
Oh my god, that is. And what about you, Ally? What is your biggest misconception?
I think like everybody thinks that honestly like that I'm just like this self-centered, like self-absorbed, like you know, like bitch.
They just
like
mistake
conceited.
confidence
Yeah.
for that. That's what
Yeah,
it is.
but I mean, honestly, like I'd like to think like I'm a really big sweetheart. Like I'm very nice to everybody. I don't think the only time I will say that I snap back at people, cause like I do have a bitchy streak, honestly, and it rarely ever comes out, but it comes out, and it's very much just like when I defend myself or like when I just feel like something like un injusticia me está pasando frente a mí, you know, or like. So that's the only time it really does come out. But honestly, like I think I'm very nice. I think I'm very polite, and like I would, like I said, like I always try to make sure like to hype everybody up to be on like my like the way that I think, you know. But yeah, and then I can also see like how the self-absorbed thing comes about because I love myself.
As you should.
Yeah, I love me, you know. Like I very much like I love myself as a person, and like I can see how people say that, but at the same time, like. Why can't you love yourself too? Like, you know,
You're like, why is that my issue?
Yeah, like why is that my problem? Like, like love yourself, babe. Like, I love me, like, and I love you too. But like,
It's because you know what it is too. I feel like people confuse confidence with being conceited
Yeah.
or stuck up, because I've noticed that a lot too.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm very confident, and I feel like guys will be like, "Oh, she's so stuck up and so conceited."
Like she's a bitch and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I don't understand why people get that confused. I'm like, there's a big difference between like being like mamona and like whatever, and then just like loving yourself. Like it's like I don't see why that upsets people. You know, like I don't know. It's something that blows my mind. But like I also have to come to conclusions. Like not everybody thinks like me.
Yeah.
So.
Not everyone thinks with an open mind.
Yeah.
And I always tell everyone this. I'm like, if you just live life with an open mind, your life can be so much easier.
No, you know what me and my cousin always say? Like, I just feel like if life would be easier, people just mind their business.
Actually,
like,
yes.
Yeah, like if you just minded your business and stay in your own lane, like life would be great for you, babe. Like, what are you doing in my business? what business do you have here? Like, very much mind your own business. If you're not hurting them or they're not hurting you, like, what? Like, where are you pressed, babe? Like,
oh my god,
the call's coming from inside the house. Like, what's going on? Come on. Like, you want to talk about it? I'll be your therapist.
I feel like I need to learn how to be like that, because I feel like I have my days where I'm just like, I don't ever defend myself online. I just let everything play out the way they want to play it out. And sometimes I'm just like, damn, like I'm letting these comments get to me, like, and I'm not even gonna defend myself. But I don't know what it is. I just feel like I have to learn how to, I guess, defend myself, be more like my mona, because I'm just not like that. And I'm like, damn. Yeah. And I think, but I feel like I also fuck myself up because, and then everyone just believes everything that's online.
Yeah.
Because I don't come out to say anything.
That's another point I wanted to bring up. Like, so my New Year's resolution this year was to stand up for myself, because every other year they make up so much things and I just ignore everything. Because the advice everybody gives me is like, just ignore everything. Like, don't let it get to you. We know how you really are. Who cares about the rumors online? So I've always ignored them, like, my whole life. This year I was like, everything, I'm gonna call it out, you know? But maybe I should keep ignoring. Sorry. So just one more thing. So I think that a lot of people, wait, now I forgot what I was gonna say.
I was just gonna add on to what she said. Like, I feel like there's a big difference between like being a woman or whatever, and there's also like, I hate that people immediately label you as like a bitch or like a certain
once you
way.
defend yourself.
Once you defend yourself,
Yeah.
I'm like, there's a big difference, babe.
Mhm.
Because like we can be nice to everybody, but like if I'm being a bitch to you, it's for a reason.
Mhm.
Or if I'm calling you out, it's for a solid ass reason. Like
Mhm.
I don't feel like anybody's gonna purposely be mean or like call somebody out like for a reason.
Yeah, I remember what I was gonna say. I don't want to lose it again. So people pick and choose. Like you can find the cure for cancer. You could be doing so many good things, but if they just don't like you, they're always not gonna like you. So it doesn't matter what you do. If they just don't like you, they're always gonna see anything you do like wrong, or they're always gonna find the wrong in everything you do. You know, because they just don't like you. So no matter how hard you try, they're just never gonna like you because people pick and choose. So they could be on the side of the person who they know is wrong, but just because they don't like you for whatever reason, they're gonna be going on that person's side. You know? So another misconception people have of me is that like I only date famous guys, and that's not true. Like the only type of guy I don't date is famous guys. Like that's the type I don't like to date, because I just think that it's really hard to be in a relationship with someone who's famous, because I feel like it's hard for them to be loyal since they have so much girls throwing themselves at them, you know? So I like to like hang out with famous guys, like do collabs, like they obviously book me for music videos. And even with that, like I feel like people think that every artist I've done a music video with that I've like slept with or hooked up with, and that's not true. Like I always take my parents. So when I do music videos, I always take my parents, because I feel like when you do that, that's like setting like they're like, oh, like I have to like respect her because her parents are here, you know? That. And then also I have my rules. Like before they even book me, like I have my 3 rules. One is like I can't get paid anywhere under 10K, so it's always like 10 to 20. That's the most I've gotten paid, 20K for a video. And then 2 is that I have to be the only girl because the main girl or the only girl. Like it's okay if they have like background dancers or whatever, but I like to be like the main girl. And then the 3rd rule is that there's no kissing. Like I don't like to like kiss in music videos. So those are my rules. Like no kissing, the payment obviously, and then
being the main girl.
So out of all the artists that they meet up that we've dated and all these things, like none of it has been true. Like everybody thinks I dated JOP, and I didn't. Like he had a girlfriend at the time who's like now his baby mama, and she knew that me and him were doing the collab that day, and it was just like for social media, obviously, you know. And then with Peso Pluma, like Peso Pluma was actually the only one that I actually kissed. Yeah, in Disneyland. But that's it. Every other artist, we've never even kissed, nothing. And then artists, they talk to each other, so they tell each other everything. Like I wouldn't be still getting booked for music videos if like they would tell each other like, oh, I've been with her, you know. Like obviously they talk about me and they're like, yeah, she respects herself, whatever. So they keep booking me, and like they all tell each other everything, you know.
I know, and that's probably why they keep booking you, because they respect you. They
Yes.
see that you set that boundary with all of them.
Yes, exactly. Because every time I hang out with artists, like I hear a lot of things, and I'm like, thank God they don't have these things to say about me. You know? Yeah. Misconception is like the whole OF thing. So for years I didn't have an OF, and I had already retired my parents without having an OF. I had already bought them houses without having an OF, and their dream cars and everything. So all of that was before OF. But when I got my dad his dream truck and my mom her dream car, all the comments were like, oh, OF money, and she did it through OF. And it would be like a slap in the face for me, because I would always be bragging about how I had my businesses and I didn't need to have an OF to accomplish these things. But all my accomplishments, they would just turn it into OF accomplishments when I didn't even have an OF. So I think it just bothered me that I'm like, I care so much about what people say that I'm missing out on this huge bag because like about what people could, because I care what people say. So then I was like, you know what, like I'm just gonna make it, because they already say that I look like an OF girl and that they think I have one, so might as well make one. And thank God I made one. Thank God I made one. And
you made a bag.
I made a bag. And then that was a big part of why I was able to get like the big house I have now. And obviously my business is like the shampoo I sell, the hair growth shampoo, the honey, which sells a lot without me having to promote it, because everybody does the deed, you know. So everybody buys the honey. And then my clothes from like clothing line. So
I know I need to try your shampoo.
Yes,
I need my hair to be as long as yours. Your hair looks so good. Like it looks like you have extensions on.
I know. Yeah, she thought I had extensions on, but it's my hair. I'll bring you shampoo. I forgot. I'll ship it to you. I can ship it to you, because I did forget to bring it.
And what about you, Ally? Have you ever tried OnlyFans, or have you ever considered starting one?
So fun fact, I was supposed to start one last year in May.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, but I didn't end up doing it. So one was, excuse me, one was because of the agency that had reached out to me to do it. So I gotten 2 offers. So the second offer was from Creators Inc., which I love them and I still work with them. I just still haven't done. I don't really want to do OnlyFans yet. But the first one, I was supposed to do like this huge like launch. Like they were gonna invest like a really big number into this launch. And we were supposed to have like this really big shoot, and like it was supposed to do like no, like they had already contacted like outlets already to announce this. And I just remember like we had one final meeting before the big shoot, and like my OnlyFans wasn't gonna be anything crazy. Like it was very much gonna be like what's on my Instagram already, but like amplified.
Yeah.
So it wasn't gonna do nudity. I wasn't gonna drop like the tape. Maybe one day. But but it wasn't anything crazy. But I just remember like we had this one last meeting, and like when numbers talk, it kind of glazes over my head. But they wanted 60% of my earnings.
60%.
Yes.
To manage your OF. That's crazy.
They were trying to scam you to the max.
Yeah. So basically, what I ended up taking away, like after speaking to the second company, was they were basically gonna like do a hard launch and invest all kinds of money into it, and then whatever money it is that I made, they were gonna take the percentage and then some still because of the money they invested into it.
That's insane.
So once I found that out, I was like, I kind of ghosted them, and I was like, I don't want, like I'm not even gonna argue with them. Like that's actually fucking crazy. But I was actually kind of excited for. I was like, oh my god, like it's the way that the creative direction that we were going into was very much like campy, like vibes, like
I feel
comedic.
like they sold you a dream, and then they're like, but we're gonna take away 60%.
They said, but like you're actually gonna be poor, like while doing this. I was like, yeah, you're insane.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, so when they dropped that number on me, I was like, okay, that sounds great, and like the rented houses in the hills, and that sounds fantastic.
Yeah.
But like, what good is it gonna do me if like I'm not making anything off of this? Like, I think OnlyFans already takes like a 20% cut, right?
20%.
Yeah. So like, I was already confused. I'm like, okay, so like, does that mean I'm only staying with 20%? I'm like, that's insane. Like, it just didn't sit right with me. But I ended up like kind of just dropping it because at the same time, like, I'm also like very like I have a very Christian belief, so. And like I prayed on it, and like I just like, you know, like cuando te da ganas hacer algo, and like you're like it feels good to do it, and like and it feels good about a project. It just didn't feel good with me anymore, you know. Like, and it wasn't because of like a stigma. It wasn't because of anything. It was just like gracias a Dios que tengo las cosas que tengo ahorita, and you know what, like I could have more, but I'm okay right now, and like you know, it is what it is, but. That it's not saying like I'll never come out with one. Right. It's just it's not the time for me right now. Yeah, as of right now, it doesn't sit well with me, and like to the girls who do it, period. You know.
I actually love that you mentioned that, because I actually used to have an OF, and not a lot of people know because I never really promoted it like that, and I also was just like in like a bikini, like in bras and like chonies and stuff. But and then after I actually started, like I want to get closer to God. Like I think that I ended up getting baptized last year, and that made me like just quit my OF. And I'm just like I don't know, like I like you said, like sometimes I'm just like, damn, like I see how much people get from it. Like obviously it's like, who doesn't want to live that life? Who doesn't? Because there's money to make there.
So I admire both of you guys for saying that, you for having it and then closing it, and then you for like knowing that you could be making so much more and then not falling into temptation. Because like I'm not gonna lie, and I've never really opened up about this, but like me, obviously I was against it for so many years because like I'm really close to my family, you know, like I'm really close to my parents, and then like I believe in God too, and I go to church, so I just didn't want to be doing that, because then it's gonna be like I'm a hypocrite because like I'm doing that. But then they told me like, oh, it's just gonna be like the bikini pictures you take on your social media, like for Fashion Nova, that you get paid for doing, but you're gonna be on a different platform basically instead of just like Instagram. And I was like, okay, like, so that's what I started doing. But I'm not gonna lie, like I started doing twerking videos too. And then when I'm doing the twerking videos, like for example, if I'm at the club with my friends and I'm twerking, it doesn't feel wrong because like I'm twerking on my girls. But when I'm twerking for OF, like I feel so wrong. Like it just feels like I feel like I don't even want to say ashamed of myself, but it just feels like inside it feels wrong, you know? And I'm just like, because I know I'm doing it for like for men that are on there like waiting to like see. So it just is not a good feeling. But like I got used to like having it. But I know obviously eventually along the road I'll close it. Like when I get married and have kids, like, you know, I'll close it because I don't want to like have kids and still go in my room and be twerking, you know, for OF. So yeah, eventually I'll close it. But yeah, you guys are admirable for you for like not doing it and you for like having it and then closing it.
Oh, and I know. Thank you. And I honestly feel like there's nothing wrong with it because obviously I was doing it. So who am I to be like, why are girls are OnlyFans? And even with a child, I have a 4-year-old and I still had it. Obviously being a mom, went through something so traumatic that I really sat with myself and I'm just like, I think that I do have to do like a really big change in my life. And I think that was one of them for some reason. I think OnlyFans was really like in the back of my head where I'm just like, it just doesn't, like I felt in my stomach. I'm like, it just does not feel right.
Yeah.
And I think that's a part of my testimony. So I think that's why I quit it. But I mean, I honestly don't see anything wrong with it. I think that, because I have a lot of friends who do it and I have a lot of friends who make a bag on there, like way more than what influencers make, and that's all they do. Like their job is strictly just OnlyFans. So yeah, I just think, you know, I think it's gonna come to everyone, like whether they want to keep it or if they want to end up starting it again. Who knows? What if one day, like next year, I'm just like, you know what, like I'm gonna start my OF again. Who knows? But yeah, I just think that it also takes like a lot of courage to be on there. Because I feel like it's very intimate, it's very personal, and yeah. So I think it's, you know, to each their own. I feel like everyone has like their different experiences being on OnlyFans.
And I think just being on the platform, you put yourself in a vulnerable position where like they automatically assume you're doing they automatically assume you're selling nudes. Like I've never once sold a nude or taken a nude or nothing because I'm so paranoid that someone can like hack my phone and then they'll have a nude of me, you know? So I've never ever taken a nude. And they make AI nudes of me, so or they'll Photoshop nudes of me. So I remember they started doing that when I didn't even have an OF. Like I was just on Instagram and Facebook, and I was like 16, 17, and I was taking bikini pictures, which I shouldn't have at that age, but I was, and they were like photoshopping my bikini off of me and stuff, and just like drawing the line, this one and then the butt one, and then drawing like nipples on me.
Dude,
so back then it wasn't AI, it was Photoshop. Now the AI looks more real. So sometimes like they'll be like, oh, Jailyne got leaked. I'm like, how can I know I can't get leaked because I just don't take pictures like that. So what are they gonna leak? Like a twerking video of me or a bikini picture? And it'll be like the bikini picture without the bikini because they photoshopped it off with AI. And then yeah, like it just looks so crazy. Like so I don't have my chichis done and I wanted to get them done, and I actually showed the doctor an AI photo that they that they did of me,
of yourself,
because they did one of me where like they put my chichis so nice, and I'm like, oh my god, I actually want my chichis to look like this.
You're like, that AI is a baddie.
Yes. And then at least they put my nipples pink, and I'm like, okay, at least they put my nipples pink. So I showed the doctor, I'm like, can my boobs look like this? He's like, yeah, for sure, because my boobs do not look like that without a bra. They probably think my boobs look like that because I'm wearing a bra, but they do not look like that without a bra. But they did them perfect in that AI nude.
That's crazy how AI is nowadays, huh?
That's actually wild, like just seeing how people can like come up with I literally just told you in the car yesterday when I was like, dude, I just seen a video of you like making out with somebody, but like it was AI.
Oh, I have seen those videos on TikTok, right?
Yeah.
But what was my first response? She was like, I saw an AI video, and I'm like, porn? She's like, no, where you're kissing. I'm like, oh,
No, literally, that was like the first thing you're like, I said porn. I was like, no, girl, this is you making out with somebody, but like it was fake.
I'm like, oh yeah, I repost all those. The ones where they're kissing me, like I repost them because they're funny and you could tell it's AI. Well, actually, I could tell, but a lot of people thought they were real. Like one of my friends, she's like, Jailyne, why are you posting yourself kissing all these different guys? And I'm like, because it's fake. I'm like, it's not real.
Oh my god. And then being on social media, do you guys have like a favorite creator that you guys have?
We met Belinda. Like
I saw on your TikTok.
Yeah, so I haven't met Shakira yet, but it's still a dream of mine. But I met Belinda, and I'm not gonna lie, like I was so like starstruck, and I was so nervous, and I couldn't even look her in the eyes. Like she has these beautiful blue eyes that it feels like she's like hypnotizing you and looking into your soul. And like I'm used to being around a lot of beautiful women, and I had never been this nervous before. Like I was like, my hand was shaking. Like when I had to put the TikTok, my hand was shaking. I'm like, what is happening to me? Like, you pull yourself together. Like I had never been like this. I had to like stop it. I'm like, I'm so sorry. I'm like, I'm so nervous around you right now, because we were alone in a room. And then she's like, why? And she's so sweet. She's like so nice. And I'm like, because I'm like, I'm your fan. Like I'm like, I've been your fan for a long time, and I'm like, I admire you as a woman. I'm like, and the fact that I'm next to you, like in the room, is like crazy to me right now. And I'm like, that's why my hands are shaking and sweaty. I'm like, and she would want to take pictures like looking at each other. I couldn't hold my stare. Like I would get so nervous, because I'm telling you, her eyes are like hypnotizing. Like now I see why guys tattoo them on her, because she's so beautiful, like so beautiful, and she's so sweet, and she definitely has like a very strong like aura. And I definitely admire her even more now that I met her in person, and now I'm an even bigger fan, because she was just so nice, and I really liked her.
I think my craziest, like the best person I collaborated with, I mean, obviously when I got my car, like that was iconic. But I think like the most fun thing I ever did, like mind blowing, like dream come true, was when I walked New York Fashion Week.
Ooh.
Yeah, I walked for CI Swimwear, and it was like out of a movie. Like growing up, I was obsessed with the movie The Devil Wears Prada. So like yeah, and like very much like all the early 2000s girly movies are like my vibe. So like just being in that environment, and like being like backstage, and like, you know, just like every girl like wants to be Victoria's Secret angel like at one point, you know, and like be in New York and just like live like that fantasy. So when it was like happening, like I just had like such a pinch me moment. And like I remember like when I walked off the runway, like I had a panic attack, but it wasn't even because it was like I was sad or like bad. It was just like, there's no way that just happened. Like it was like a good anxiety, if that makes sense. And like I even remember like I did an interview with Billboard and like a few other people, and like I couldn't get my words together. Like I couldn't like express, like
you were just probably so shocked.
Yeah, like I was so shook. And like I didn't even realize like Billboard is interviewing me until like I looked at the mic at the end of the interview. I was like, there's no way. Like there's no way.
That's pretty big. Billboard to interview is crazy.
Yeah, it was wild. And I just remember like there's just that whole, like it happened in like 2-3 days, you know, and like it went by so quick, but like that literally just felt like I was living in like a dream, you know. And like that was like such, like I literally posted like when like pictures of like my walk, or like the photographer took.
Was this last year?
This was last year in September.
Okay.
Yeah, or in October.
So it was kind of recent.
Yeah, I don't know if it was September or October, one of those months. And I remember like at the last slide, like I just put like a picture of me when I was like 6 or 7. And like I just do what I do now for the younger me, because like I was just such a happy and like bubbly baby who was like obsessed with people like Paris Hilton, Lindsay Lohan, like Naomi Campbell, Tyra Banks, like top model, you know, like I was just a little gay boy, you know, like a little happy little gay boy, you know, who just would dream about stuff like that. And like to be in that moment and to like have such an accomplishment like that, like, and just to be able to experience that, like it was just so like, it was so fulfilling. And then like being able to do it with like my cousin, who like was basically
your cousin joined.
Yeah, she didn't walk with me.
Okay.
Like she's my cousin's my manager. Yeah, so like she handles all my stuff for me, and like I literally would be a fucking mess without her. But like just to have her by my side, like to do all that, like it was I get so emotional even thinking about it. Like that was like the best thing I think I've ever done. I want to get more into like the fashion and like beauty stuff, because streaming's fun and it's cute and like I love it, but like
it's nice to dream bigger. Like,
yes,
I feel like
I don't want to settle. Like I want something, I want bigger, like I want more, and you know, and like I feel like there's a big difference between like being greedy and like wanting more. And, like,
100%. Yeah.
And I just want more for myself, and like that aspect. Like I want to be able to experience like fashion and you know, like sit front seat like Paris Fashion Week and just stuff like that. You know, because that's like, dude, I would literally cry. Like that's the goal, honestly. Like, you know, I just want to be kind of be a little baddie in a parentheses. But yeah, that's something I do want to do.
And then what about your dream, like, content creator collab?
Collab.
Like, who would you want to, like, really collab with? Creators, maybe even celebrities, like how she just recently did with Belinda.
As far as like wanting to collaborate with somebody, probably like Trisha.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she's iconic.
She is.
Yeah, like Trisha, and then like my like ultimate like collab, like dream collab with Paris Hilton. I love her so much. Like I literally grew up watching The Simple Life, so like Paris and Nicole are like my idols, and Lindsay Lohan.
Oh, I love Lindsay Lohan.
And then like I became obsessed with Megan Fox, and she was in the Confessions of a Teenage Drama Queen.
Wait, who?
Megan Fox.
Oh, Megan Fox. Megan
yeah.
Fox.
Like low key, like when I picked out my name, it was gonna be Carla.
Oh, I know. How did you pick out your name? Like, did you just decide?
No, so I was obsessed with what's that movie called? Hocus Pocus.
Oh, okay.
And you know how like I had the biggest crush on the guy Max, and like he was obsessed with the girl named Allison.
Yeah.
So like that's how I named myself.
Oh, how
cute.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, that's literally how I named myself. And then yeah, I was between that and Carla, because I was obsessed with Carla Santini, and her name like that was Megan Fox's name in that movie.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, that's how I came up with that name. The one question I always get asked, and it's because it's obvious, I always get asked about my arm.
Your arm. Oh, okay.
Okay, so this isn't. I love Wilito. Okay, like we're actually really good friends now. So when we did our collab, he went to Arizona, and I did all the planning and everything, like what we were gonna do. I wasn't. A lot of people don't know this for some reason, and I don't understand like why. But like this is the craziest thing I think that's ever happened while collabing with somebody. We flipped in the Razor. Yeah, we flipped 3 times, and we were in the back seat, and I just remember like I tried to get up because I didn't feel my arm break, and I remember I tried to get up, and I was like, what the fuck, like why can't I use my arm? And I just remember like seeing my arm like in 3 pieces, and like,
oh my god,
yeah,
that's so, like,
it was so ugly. I literally had to get 2 corrective surgeries. I was in the hospital for like a week because like I had horrible nerve damage, and like it's almost like 80% healed right now, but it was like way worse back then. But yeah, that's like another. It was like when we're like trauma bonded and we're cool, but yeah, that's like the.
And you were in the ATV with Julito. Oh my god, I've never seen that.
Yeah,
did it come out like on social media?
Yeah, like it was. He had like a whole vlog, and like we did TikToks and everything together.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I remember like I was in the hospital for like a week. Y pobrecito, like he didn't leave too. It was like he didn't. I thought I wasn't gonna have to stay in the hospital till after Christmas, and like he was fully prepared to like to stay like spend Christmas there. Yeah, it was actually really like I felt so bad. I was like, no, like go with your family. Like they ended up like, discharging me on the 23rd.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so my accident happened on the
last year.
Yeah.
Okay.
On the not December of this past year, but like a whole
2023.
Yeah. So I think it happened on like the 13th or the 14th, and then like I got discharged on like the 23rd.
Oh my god, that's crazy. Yeah. You did not feel your arm break or anything.
No, like I still don't have like full mobility of it. Yeah. Like I can't use my thumb. Like I don't have sensation, and like only places where I have sensation on my lower hand are my fingertips and my palm.
ATVs are so scary. I don't think I'll ever get on an ATV.
I used to love them. Like I used to be really desmadrosa. Like I used to like.
I feel like it's an Arizona thing, no? Because like we live in a desert, so that's like
true.
The thing to do. Like I remember we would ditch school and go ride the Can-Ams and Razors in the desert.
And like in the middle of the desert where there's no cell phone reception, there's no buildings around. Like it's literally just you, the whips, and liquor.
Well, me without the liquor part, but
yeah.
I loved being like this madrosa too, like she said.
Yeah.
And one time I was driving and we flipped, and my friend broke her wrist. And she was my best friend at the time, and I wouldn't stop crying because we were both like 15 years old. We were freshmen in high school, and she was driving first, and then she was like, you drive so I can record for Snapchat. And I was driving. She's like, you're going so slow, Jailyne, like it looks like we're walking. And like she was just saying like, you drive like my grandma. So she kept telling me to drive faster. I decided to like step on it and drive faster. Right when I didn't see there was a hole, and like there was only one light working, not both of the lights, and the passenger side, the seatbelt didn't work. So I clicked on the brakes, but we fell into the hole. And when we fell into the hole, where the razor was like this, but she falls out of it. When she falls out of it, the razor just falls. In that moment, I felt like it was happening in slow motion. But when it fell on her, you know how the razor has like tubes. The tube like fell on her like this, and I remember she was like this, so it got her neck and her wrist, and I'm hanging at the top. So if I take off my seatbelt, I'll fall on her, then I'll kill her, because I'm like my weight. So I was just hanging there yelling and yelling like, somebody help us, and I'm seeing my friend, and she's slowly starting to like pass out, like lose conscious, and I'm like I thought that I killed her. So I was just like going crazy yelling. We're in the middle of the desert, like she said, and it's nighttime, and I thought there was nobody there. Thank God people started coming, and then like the ambulance came, the cops came, and then she ended up waking up. And I'm like, how do I explain this to her mom, because we hadn't asked permission to go there. We said we were gonna go eat, and we were in the middle of the desert, and now her wrist is broken. So it was just so scary. Then she finally woke up, and they took her to the hospital, and yeah. And I have a Can-Am now, but I don't drive it crazy because that traumatized me.
That is so scary. Every time I hear a story about ATVs, it's nothing good. Yeah. It's always something horrific.
No, sorry, let me cut you off.
No,
I was gonna say, I think like the worst part of my accident, now that I think about it, like I remember like when we were I shouldn't be laughing at this shit. But okay, so I was stuck in the Can-Am because like, okay, I'm a big bitch. Okay, like I know, whatever. I'm big as fuck. They couldn't get me out of the Can-Am, okay, out of the razor. So the razor slanted like this, like on the side, and I'm standing like in the doorway with my arm literally like hanging for like dear life, waiting for an ambulance to get there. Dude, people figured out where me and Wilito were at, and they were recording the whole thing. No. So there's like a big ass hill like this. We're at the bottom of the dip, and we just see other razors right there with like, and I see like twinkling lights. So I know it's a group of people fucking recording me, and I'm like bawling my eyes out. I'm like crying. I'm like Jenny, like my cousin's name is Jenny. I'm like, Jen, like I don't want to do this anymore. Like get me out of here. Like I don't like call my mom. Like get me the fuck out of here. Like I remember I was freaking the fuck out. And then like I remember for like a good 3-4 months after that, like people were sending me the video, and they were like, oh, we're gonna post this, or we're gonna post this, or we're gonna post this. And I'm like, I never said not to. Like, go ahead. But like in the video, you just see me like fucking bawling my eyes out and like freaking the hell out. And I remember like being like so like traumatized by that shit, because like on top of me being in pain and like damn near having a near death experience, like people are like recording it, and like it was just such an ugly feeling. And I just remember like,
and they ended up posting and stuff.
I don't think they ended up posting it, but I have like the videos and messages of people being like, we're gonna post this, we're gonna post this, we're gonna post this. Yeah, and it was like all little haters from my hometown.
Oh my god.
Oh
yeah.
You're like, anyways, I made it out alive.
Yeah.
That's scary. Okay, to wrap it up, what is next for Jailyne and Ally? What do you guys have planned? Is there any like business ventures? Do you guys plan on doing like, for example, streaming? What do you guys have planned next?
Did it go first?
Okay. Me, I just want to continue growing my businesses that I currently have, like adding more products to like my hair care line. And I don't know if I should close my clothing line or add new products, because I feel like that's a business that I pay the least attention to. Like I always focus on my honey and my shampoo. So yeah, just doing that and just continue collabing and just doing things that are fun and that get me paid.
Period.
For me, I don't know. Maybe like I'll start streaming soon. But as of right now, I don't think I have anything too huge coming up. But I do want to eventually, like, I really want to take it seriously, like as far as like getting more into beauty, getting more into like fashion. Like I just started working with Fashion Nova a couple months ago, and honestly, like those videos in general have done so well for me, and I feel like it's like what made my videos kind of pop off in the first place, like just doing OOTDs and like shit like that. So to be able to have like a brand like that like working with me right now, and to like being able to profit off of it, it's so cool. So it's such a big blessing. And yeah, like I want to venture more into beauty, honestly.
That'd be nice. And makeup and stuff.
Yeah, because like I can do like a really good face, and like that's like makeup is like my first love, like hair and makeup. So yeah, I eventually want to just start getting more into that.
Okay, well, thank you guys so much for coming onto the podcast. I feel like we had a long conversation.
Yes.
I feel like we've been sitting for a long time.
Yeah.
No,
But-
but I feel like it's been going like so easy. Like it feels so smooth, and like I feel like the conversation came so
Yeah.
natural.
Yeah, and I feel like you guys don't have any trouble sitting still. I'm like squirming
I
all
know,
over
Jay's
the
like, I have to
place.
get out of here.
Like, no, because I can't sit still. Like
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like moving all over the place. I'm like, what
Mhm.
is it called? Imperactiva? Yeah, I mean, what is that called in English?
I don't-
Imperactiva?
Hyperactive.
I'm hyperactive.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is it called
Yeah.
that? Okay, imagine it's something else and I'm like, yeah, I'm hyperactive.
Yeah, hyperactive. Yeah.
Imperactiva, okay. Okay.
No, but yeah, thank you guys so much. We are gonna wrap it up here, and if you guys do want to see exclusive content, head over to our Snapchat. We have it on over there. And yeah, thank you guys so much. Thank you guys once again.
No,
and
thank you for
thank you for
having
having me.
us.
of course. And I'll see you guys next time on Me and Who Else. Bye.
Bye.